I'm Bethany Davis, and this is Being Real.
Sponsored by the Weight Clinic and Alpha Insurance.
She was part of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival's very first production in its Montgomery home back in 1985. And this year, she decided to take a step back. Greta Lambert's on-stage presence is powerful. Face to face, she's quiet and humble and really shy, and just as unassuming as she can be as she reflects over her incredible career and accomplishments. If you haven't had the opportunity to fall in love with Greta's performances, you will surely come to love her meek and modest personality.
Are you tired of feeling drained, being overweight, having no motivation? The Weight Clinic in Prattville can help. Weight loss isn't just a physical challenge, it's a mental challenge. That's why we support our patients every step of the way with physician-directed weight loss. We offer a variety of weight loss medication, supplements, and services tailored to your personal goals. Reclaim your motivation and energy and love you again. The Weight Clinic in Prattville. Call us today.
Communities don't just happen. They're built by people. From the big moments to the small acts of kindness. It's the authentic connections we make that define us.
Nice move.
At Alpha Insurance, we know that every day you're building things that are worth protecting. Because for us, this is more than coverage. It's who we are. Alpha Insurance, building tomorrow together.
So 38 years, we'll just talk about Alabama Shakespeare Festival and your time there to begin with, because 38 years is one heck of a career, period. But you have literally been with the Alabama Shakespeare Festival from the very beginning.
Yes, from its Montgomery beginnings.
From its Montgomery beginning, that's fair to say.
Yes.
But what an incredible feat, what an incredible something to be a credit to say, I have been here from the start and literally built this place from the ground up.
Yes, and the funny thing was that I was living in New York. I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I was living in New York, and you know, you're an actor, so you have to get an agent. And the first thing she submitted me for was a 10-month contract at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. And I thought, no, please, no. It took me my whole life to get up here.
You didn't want to come back to Alabama.
I came kicking and screaming, but I had to give her a commission for something.
Oh,
and
well, sure.
And what a great commission. And the minute I got here, I was at home. I loved it. I loved the people. I loved the place. I loved the plays I was allowed to do or asked to do. And Martin Platt, who cast me in New York, and he was the founder of Alabama Shakespeare Festival when it was in Anniston. One day we were walking down the hall and somebody said, "Oh, we went to Montevallo at the same time." And he said, "You're from Alabama?"
Oh.
I said, "Yes, I am." So it kind of changed his concept of Alabama. And then I kept going back to New York, but then I'd get another season, and I'd go back to New York and get another season. And eventually I thought, this is silly, I should just move here.
Yeah. And
so I did.
And here you are. Gosh, do you have a number? Do you have any idea how many Alabama Shakespeare plays?
It's over 100.
Wow.
I tried counting, and one time I came up with 97, and one time 103, so.
Somewhere in there, 100 range.
Somewhere in there. And the funny thing is that as an actor, we're all conditioned to think that success is Broadway or movies or a TV series. And once I started coming here and playing great roles and learning by playing great roles and working with great people, I thought, this is what it is. This is success. You know, and then I met my husband, so that was more success.
Yes.
So I've just been so lucky.
Do you have any favorites as you look back over the years? Any favorites,
moments? I do. I have a top 3.
Oh, good.
There was a brand new play. We have a Southern Writers Festival, and it was a brand new play based on a novel by Lee Smith called Fair and Tender Ladies. And I played a girl from Appalachia from 12 years old to 70.
Oh, wow.
I only left the stage at intermission. And there were 2 other women who played all the other characters, and then there was a bluegrass band. And I'd never really heard bluegrass music before, and something about that music just spoke to my soul.
Oh, how about that?
I think all my family are from Appalachia, but there was just something about the story and the play that just touched me way deep down.
Yes.
Marrow deep, I like to say. And so that was my favorite. And then I always wanted to play Lady Macbeth. I saw a high school production when I was in the 5th grade, and I thought, I gotta play that. And it took 40 years, but I played it. And then Blanche Dubois in Streetcar by Tennessee Williams. It was a hard play. It kind of makes you go to really dark, scary places. But I was glad I did.
So in the 5th grade, you said, in the 5th grade, I've got to play that. You knew this was going to be your future from that young of an age?
Yes, I saw a high school production, and I thought, that's it. I got to play that. I had decided by then to be an actor, but first I wanted to be a spy.
A spy.
Yeah.
You might have been a good one.
Oh my gosh, once I learned how scary and dangerous it could be.
That's true.
But my dad and I would watch Mission Impossible and Honey West and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And I would think, wow, they dress up in disguises and they use funny accents.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. And I would practice in my room, And like I say, eventually I figured out, wow, that's a really dangerous job.
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
So you found another way to dress up and have accents.
Yes, it just seemed like a natural fit.
That's so great. So were you very active in theater growing up?
No, not really. My mom says I did little puppet shows in kindergarten. I was very shy. I'm very shy still. And reading out loud, if a teacher said, who wants to read this paragraph? Yeah, I do. And so I did puppet shows, and every once in a while there'd be a school play. And it was a way for me to express myself, to just come out of my shell. And my high school speech teacher, Nell Salamone, took me by the hand to University of Montevallo and introduced me to all the theater faculty and said, this girl has something, you need to bring her here. So that was really where it got serious, was in college.
Yeah, that's really cool. That is really neat. I love that you said you're so shy, because that typically doesn't usually align with the type of work that you've spent your life doing.
I know, you would think so, but there are a lot of shy actors.
Well, I wonder, do you feel like that provides some sort of benefit in your work? Do you feel like that kind of gives you a different perspective than somebody who is naturally
maybe
extroverted and who loves to have the attention?
Right, class clown or whatever. Yeah. I think it just gives me permission to be me, to be all the me's that are in it. I mean, everybody has so many different personalities, really, and it gave me permission to just be me.
All the yous. What are all the yous? Tell me about your personality. You're right, we all do. We all wear different hats. We all have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you talk differently to your children, to your pets, to your boss, to your husband, and it's the same thing.
Yeah. That's
exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. In fact, a producer told me just yesterday, oh, I've never heard your mom voice before.
Yeah, exactly.
We do.
It's a role.
We have different roles.
Yeah.
And you've played them all, it feels like.
Yes, and discovered some that I didn't know I had.
You've worked with a lot of really cool people, a lot of really neat people. I can't imagine. You must have some really great stories to tell about some of those people.
The thing about Alabama Shakespeare Festival is that it is about the people.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful state-of-the-art theater facility, but it's the people, It's my friends in the prop shop. It's the people who work in the costume shop. It's the scene shop. It's the people who work in admin and marketing. And it's all those people that you get to know who are contributing with their talents, and they're so excited to support what's on stage, And then, of course, the actors who come in, countless amazing, talented people.
Yeah. When you've been in a place for so long, you really get to see, I think evolve might be the right word, how things evolve, how people evolve, how talent evolves. I just wonder what you have seen, how you've seen the people that you work with on the stage or behind the stage, or even in front of the stage, the people that are watching you, how you've seen that evolve over time.
One of the fun things I do is I run education, and so I'm in charge of all the classes and the camps, and I have known little kids who have grown up taking theater classes. One of them now teaches drama in London. One of them teaches at Montgomery Academy. And these are people who started off like I did, maybe a little shy and wanted to take an acting class. And I've just seen them grow and flourish. I mean, any parent who brings a student to our classes, they can tell you it's not about learning how to act. It's gaining skills in confidence, in communication skills, and expression skills, or collaboration, thinking outside the box, that prepares you for all kinds of careers. And I've seen so many of those people just start to glow and turn into magnificent grown-ups who then want to teach other people, and maybe not even necessarily about theater. So that's been one of the really, really great joys.
This wasn't your first stop. You
No.
had other
Yes.
work long before you came to Montgomery.
Yes, I've worked in various other regional theaters around the country, in St. Louis, where I met my husband, in Cincinnati, Norfolk, Cleveland, a lot of, one of my favorite places on earth, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, wow,
And I even did a little time out in LA. I did a little part in a TV show where I had to speak with a French accent.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's where your spy work came in handy.
It did. And the producer of the show, who was also the star of the show, Anthony Zerbe, he said that the kick is going to be that you're not really French. You've just done that to make Teaspoon fall in love with you.
Oh.
So
there's a twist.
it was spy work.
Yes, it sure was. That's so great. So we like to play a little game here.
Oh, okay.
We call it it's just a moment to be real.
Okay.
So I want you to not think. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to just spit out me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Basketball or football?
Basketball.
Sweet or salty?
Ooh, if not both, I say sweet.
Yeah, me too. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
We're coming back
Although
to that
I have
one.
both.
Comedy or suspense?
Suspense.
And you're just doing the dishes or the laundry or whatever you like to do or don't like to do at home, cooking dinner. What's happening in your house? Is the TV on? Do you have music playing?
Music's playing.
Yes.
Nickel Creek.
Okay.
Yes. Or the Punch Brothers. I love bluegrass music.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fun. Who's there with you?
Well, Rodney is either there or playing golf. My dog Molly or my two cats, Johnny and Bella. But usually just me.
Yeah, just you. Okay, so you have one dog and two cats.
Yes.
And I understand that you have an affinity for larger cats.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me about this.
You see these videos on Facebook where you see man reunites with lion that he saved as a cub, and the lion comes up and stands up and hugs him. It's like, I want that job.
Yes.
Or they'll roll around with leopards. How do you get to do that? They would just eat me.
Right?
So, yes, I would love to work with wild animals.
So did you watch The Tiger King?
No.
No?
No. I'm way behind in TV
guess
because
so.
I work all the time.
That's true.
So I didn't, but I heard about him.
I thought you might have loved The Tiger King. But
I
you,
would probably like it.
if you're working all the time, what do you do outside of work? What is your life like when you're not working?
I garden.
Okay.
I'm an amateur gardener. But I learned from our gardener at the theater, Miss Karen. But I love gardening. I used to make glass wind chimes.
Oh, wow. Like from scratch, where you blow it out and everything?
Not blown glass, but sheets of glass that you have to learn how to cut the glass and then sand it and how to punch holes in it without breaking it. And then you string them all together and make chimes.
Wow. Do you get nervous still?
You know who came to the play Friday night to see Tempest? Martin Platt.
Oh, wow.
He came from New York. I haven't seen him in years, but he heard that I was retiring and that I was doing The Tempest, and he came to see it. That made me nervous.
That made you nervous.
Yes.
But on a day-to-day basis, do you still get nervous? Do you still feel butterflies?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That
After
is crazy.
After all this time?
Yes.
Yes, it makes me nervous. Eventually, you know, I calm down and what's important in the play takes over, you know, because then it's about the other people and the story and what we've rehearsed. But before the play, yeah.
What do you do? How do you channel that into?
Lots of deep breathing.
Yeah.
Lots of thinking about what I'm supposed to be thinking about and not about who's at the play.
But you know, I heard a coach say one time, and I think this is probably true, and I've repeated it to my kids. This was an athletic coach that said, like, nerves happen, and they can be a good thing.
Yes.
And it'd be concerning maybe if you weren't nervous, because nerves mean that
You care. Yes.
Like that you work towards something, and that you
Exactly.
want to see something
Exactly.
that you've
And that
worked
you're
for,
excited.
and you're excited. So how do you take that from nerves to excitement to performance?
It's kind of like having a little jolt of caffeine.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you going and excited, and there's kind of a heightened awareness that's good for the stage.
It is.
Yeah.
Speaking of caffeine, are you a coffee drinker?
Yes.
Yeah. What does a day look like for you? I know a lot of actors are typically night owls. Are you?
No, I wish I was, but
Really?
I get up at 6.
Do you?
And I walk, and usually I'm at the office at 9. And then if there's a rehearsal, I'm there till, late.
Really?
So they turn into long days.
They do turn into. Are you a napper?
No.
I'm not either.
I wish I could. I can't get my brain to turn off.
I know.
I can think of 100 things.
And then you just can't relax enough. And
Right.
by the time you do relax enough to fall asleep, time's up.
Time to get up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You blew
great. So let's talk a little bit about your decision to retire.
Yes.
How do you know? How do you know when it's time?
Well, I've been dealing a lot with watching myself grow older. And number one, I thought, pure vanity. It's just vanity. I thought I don't especially want people to come and see me and think, oh, well, she's doing good for an old lady. So there's that. But the part I'm retiring from is all my office duties. I run the education department and community engagement. And I feel like that's a job for somebody with a lot of young, new ideas.
Yeah.
And I love ASF so much that I want them to have new, great ideas. And I think that means somebody young needs to come in, and someone who's on fire and that lives and breathes education and what can we do new? Let's add this, let's add this, let's add this, as opposed to me who's like, whoa, let's just try to manage what we have here. So, and I don't think that's healthy. for
What
the
an
organization.
incredibly tough, though, self-examination
Yes.
to come to a conclusion
Yeah.
like that. Do you feel like you'll be involved in hiring your successor?
I was,
Yeah?
yes.
You seem as though age is really not even, to me, as I've watched you all these years, age is not even a thing. It's just,
Because I'm an actor.
well, you portrayed it very well. How does it feel to you? How is this aging process feeling to you?
Good days and bad days.
Yeah?
The thing about being an actor is that I'm constantly surrounded by pictures of myself.
Yes.
And I look at that young girl, and I see parts of her that aren't there. And so it's hard. It's very hard, but it's what you do.
Right.
I mean, it's natural, and I'm trying to take care of myself. And I'm hoping that maybe part of retiring will be a way to learn how to come to terms with this new me and this new chapter. I'm hoping that life will just sort of knock on the door and say, have you thought about this?
Yeah.
Or here's something you haven't done. Try this. So it's mid-conversation, if that makes sense.
It does. It's a conversation you have with yourself in the mirror, right? What do you see? What are you saying to yourself in the mirror?
I'm saying, oh, different things every day. Sometimes it's, I miss you, that you used to be that Cleopatra. Oh my gosh, I played Cleopatra, for God's sake. And now I'm more like Miss Daisy.
No, you're not even close.
But it's natural, and I think everybody probably feels like this. So I'm not special in that way. It's vanity, just vanity.
Your humility is so striking. I haven't had a chance to be with you in a setting like this before today.
Yeah.
And I'm so struck by how humble and just not about you are. Almost uncomfortable talking about yourself. And maybe that's where the shy comes in.
Yes. You should have me over to your house more often.
You should come. You should come anytime, actually. How have you kept that humility? Because you are a name. Your name is revered. And when you step on the stage, you are a force to be reckoned with. I would have never imagined this sweet and soft spirit that you have.
Thank you. Has to be my mom. I mean, she raised me right to live in grace and gratitude. And I'm aware that there's always another step better something can be. And I think maybe that's something that keeps you humble, is knowing that, okay, last night was good. That was good. But tonight, I want this moment to be better. You know, my husband wants to travel, and I said, okay, let me sit still for a month. Just give me a month to sit still and feel what all this time is going to feel like. Because I'm so used to the clock, you know,
Yeah.
Get up, go to work. So I want to know what it feels like to just have time, and what will I do with it.
When was the last time you sat still? Have you ever had a chance to just be still?
I mean, there's vacation,
Yeah.
but no, not really.
No.
Not really. And I think being busy keeps you from thinking about some things that are important.
Oh.
Who you are, what are you doing for other people? You know, acting is so selfish sometimes. So what am I doing for the world? What am I doing for the community? What am I doing for my husband, for my family, my sisters? So there'll be time to think about those things.
Yeah.
And do something about it, instead of just, gee, what would I do if I had time?
Do you realize what a legacy you have left?
That word's just too big for me. And I'm not trying to sound humble. It's just legacy belongs to bigger people. I've worked hard.
Yeah.
And I've built something with great people that we were proud of. But more than that, that would be nice, but I can't think like that.
How do you say goodbye? How do you walk away? What's your final parting line?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I am so full of gratitude. I've been so lucky. I don't know what to say. But thank you to all those great people and the great women who've lived in my body, you know. That's been extraordinary.
I hope that you can hear all the thank yous from us for all that you have been and all that you have done and all that you have poured out of yourself and into this community. It's been incredibly powerful and just really special to have some time with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We should do this again.
We should. This has been so fun.